The Power of Four is the first book in the Legacy of the Goddess series. It is a tale of fantasy, magic, and adventure, set in ancient Egypt in the mythical village of Neten on the banks of the great sacred river. Chapter 7. The Initiation. The festival for the spring equinox was a long one. The solar deity was worshipped early in the morning. Everyone went to the river at sunrise and prayed for the success and good health of their families. Arya made offerings of fruits, vegetables to the priests. Her students fed the domestic animals. As the sun went down, a calm suddenly descended. It was twilight. Everyone sat down to witness the initiation ceremony. They had finished sipping their afternoon tea. There was silence among the people who had gathered in their courtyard. The whole place was awash with the rays of the setting sun. Suddenly, Arya got up. She was holding her quartz beads and she said, "It is time for your initiation. Kefri is here." She could see in her mind's eye the form of Ra, the sun god, represented by the sacred scarab. She lay her hands over her son's head. She made sacred symbols over his head and back of his spine. The sun's rays fell on Ezra, blessing him with warmth and light. She passed the energy channeled from her masters to her son. Ezra felt calm and at peace. He felt all his doubts and fears wash away. He felt the overpowering feeling of love and compassion pouring out of his heart. He saw in his mind's eye the masters who had once walked on earth, smiling and blessing him. Things happened quickly thereon. His mother went into a trance and started channeling the goddess. This was unexpected. People were awestruck at what was happening in front of them. Arya suddenly stood in front of the gathering and said majestically, "I am the goddess of the land. You are all my children. Bow before me, for I am your mother, and you are my children. For far too long you have lived lives limited by your physical attributes. Know that you have unlimited powers and gifts within you. These are my signs and symbols. Learn them and in time teach them to others." His mother then raised both her hands in a V shape. There was a hush among the people who had gathered there. She then put both her hands above her forehead and made a diamond shape with one palm overlapping the other. Ezra's mother held both her arms wide open with her forearms up, palms facing outward. She held her hands like wings wide open on either side and then crossed them in front of her. Her right hand swooped to make a loop. "This is my symbol, the Ankh. I, who is in all beings, all of whom are my children. I am at the base of the temple. I rise and fall with every breath of life. I sustain all. No more hiding from the light, hiding from your true identity. Return to my fold and become the true children of the goddess. Reclaim your destiny, your unlimited potential. Shed those lies told to you, the stories that make you submissive, fearful, and slaves to a false reality." Arya began to sway. Ezra ran to get her water to drink. He got her octagonal bowl from which she drank water. As he touched the sacred jug of water, he could see his mother as the goddess. He saw himself as Horus. He could see himself slaying demons who were trying to attack him. His hands moving in spirals going up to form a hood over his head like a caduceus. Arya could hear the goddess talking to her. "You did not have the strength before. You could not host my vibrational energy. You are strong now, fearless, and can receive my energy. Open a temple of learning for all those who are thirsty for knowledge about me, who can hear, who can see and sense beyond the veil, who want to enter a world that is unfettered, that is yet to be manifest. Tell them my words, show them my rituals, feed them food that you serve me as offerings, and lead your life the way you have always wanted. Free yourself from the misery, fear, and sadness. You doubted yourself, gave love to others instead of yourself. You saw yourself as a victim of circumstances. You felt unsupported. You were miserable with yourself. But now you have walked through it. It is now behind you. The golden dawn is here. You love and take good care of yourself. Your mind is not clouded by feelings for others who only took but never reciprocated. You felt unloved, rejected. That was yourself rejecting you, the weaker you, who looked to others for strength, who looked for love from others that was never enough. Now you have forgiven the vilest of actions done unto you. The demons are now powerless to harm you, and you are free. You are now ready to claim the goddess within you. Don't let her go again. You have taken several lifetimes to get here. Water was sprinkled on him. Ezra felt cleansed and purified as his mother censed him with incense. A roll of cloth that was tied on his forehead was symbolically cut to show the separation from his old self. He read his petition to the divine that he had prepared. He committed to the study and practice of rituals, discipline, and purity of action, thought, and speech. He went into a trance and could only see white, blinding light. Ezra opened his eyes. Was it the... Yes, said his mother. The goddess was speaking through me. Your initiation is now complete, said Arya. I never thought it would be such a perfect one, sighed his grandmother, wiping her tears. The crowd was mesmerized with the ceremony. They felt as if the goddess was speaking to each of them. They felt blessed to be hearing her words. It cleansed their hearts of bitterness, and they felt as if they were reborn. Many others were also initiated that evening by Arya. Later in the evening, they sat together and shared the delicious food they had cooked. There was much quiet laughter and a lot of singing and dancing among them. The fire in the pit grew higher as the oil was dropped over it. It was a night to remember. Shaila wanted to be part of this forever. She did not want to leave or go anywhere else. She felt at home. She stayed till the end, drinking it all in, as if it was the last time she would get to witness such a ceremony. At long last the guests departed, and it was time for Shaila to go home. Ezra walked with her. He felt strong and confident. Shaila noticed the change in him. Gone was the curly-haired boy with a shy smile. Beside her walked a self-assured man who knew his destiny awaited him. She stood at the door of her house. He raised his hand to say farewell. She felt it was the last time they shared a moment as beautiful as this. She shook that feeling and smiled and raised her hand, and he was gone. Ezra was tired but happy. He felt he had misunderstood his mother. She was so much more than just his mother. Ma is really impressive, he thought to himself as he closed his eyes that night. In no time he was fast asleep. Arya lay awake in her bed. So it has begun, she thought. Ezra will be on his way now. It is time. He is no more the little boy I had lovingly raised. I can't protect him any more from his own destiny. She lay awake for a long time. She had a new mission now, to open a temple of learning for those who could see beyond the veil. Thank you for listening. This was a chapter from the Legacy of the Goddess, Power of Four. Tune in every Friday for a new chapter. You can also buy the whole book right now. Visit legacyofthegoddess.gumroad.com to buy the Power of Four in both written and audio format, as well as a special discounted bundle.